I'll never give it up. The way you touch my body, it really turns me on. And I'm gonna be loving you, and I'm gonna be loving you. I just can't get enough of loving you. I'll never give it up. The way you touch my body, it really turns me on. And I'm gonna be loving you. Love, 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 love. Oh, love, love, love. And I'm gonna be loving you and loving you. I just can't get enough of loving you. I'll never give it up. The way you touch my body, it really turns me on. And I'm gonna be loving you, and I'm gonna be loving you and loving you. I just can't get enough of loving you. I'll never give it up. The way you touch my body, it really turns me on. And I'm gonna be loving you. Let's explore the boundaries of love, leaving nothing left in between. Waiting for this moment to be seen, and I'ma give everything.
Yeah, you already know.
King the Dreamer on the beat.
It's your boy Kosha, man. Let's try the 10J.
Oh yeah, this go to the the homeland. Oh yeah, get the movement today, y'all. Shout out to Dr. Brown. Move until you sweat.
Some might nobody, when spend your money. Some might nobody, when buy Bugatti. Some might nobody, when spend your money. Some might nobody, when buy Bugatti. Anything you do, people gotta talk. When I listen to them and I wish you luck. Hustle every day, wanna see the top. And they ain't gotta love it, they gotta talk it. Whether you good or bad, people always gotta talk it. You can do anything about it. Man, don't even try to change it. Challenge the walk low. Walk low. Challenge the walk low. Walk away. Challenge the walk low. Walk low. Challenge the walk low. Walk away. Don't mind nobody. When spend your money. Don't mind nobody. When buy Bugatti. Don't mind nobody. When spend your money. Don't mind nobody. When buy Bugatti. Philippe Cola Yare. Tamo Gwele Panya Ware. But mine I made it go. Tell them they walk low. Philippe Cola Yare. Tamo Le Panya Ware. Le Facebook at Yare. Tell them but mine I made it go. Copa be walling, my man. What to be walling, my man. If I say nigga shit, walk low, my walk low. Walk low, my walk low. Many years ago, don't go ask me, let my man. Look at my wardrobe. Alors le calé quoi mais les calacotta si va comme plein pour les poser bien de serrer alors le calé quoi mais les calacotta si va comme plein pour les poser bien de serrer les walk low les walk low les walk low les walk low Nobody, when spend
Oh yeah, man. Kusha Snazzy. You named his self after Usher, but add that new land flavor to it. Kusha.
On the beat.
All right. Welcome to the Boss Morning Show. I'm your host, William King. Oh yeah, got my partner in God. Oh yeah, see, I be saying partner in crime. No. See, we grew up on Beretta. If you can't afford the crime, you can't afford the time, don't do the crime. So we with God. And then I just got back from, I got back from down south, man. They really love the Lord down south. So
I really do.
They love the Lord down south. Martine. I wasn't even talking about no preachers down south because I didn't know my cousin, he was a preacher. He had his own church. I didn't know he was head of the Kojic jurisdiction. I mean, so he's big time national, and he shut down Memphis. Yeah, I was watching the Queen. No, I was watching the King. Oh yeah,
all right. I like it.
Yeah, without a doubt.
right.
I was watching the King in Memphis. We shut it down. Shouts out to everybody that followed the funeral procession. We had the whole highway, the whole city. Shouts out to Highway 240. That's my first time on 240.
Is that the major highway there?
Yeah, one major
Memphis?
highway. Memphis. I'm gonna have. I'm like a little cousin. I'm like his little cousin, and it's crazy. That's why I say we need to find, get connected with our family because we're doing similar things in different cities. And you can tell our bloodline because we're doing similar things, and then we got similar cars. And we kind of, and
really?
it just, and then all of them married. They all married, and most of them all married. So marriage is sacred, it's cherished, and we need to look at our relationships up north, with Brother Dixon and I. I'm just saying we need to evaluate some things.
Life is different down there.
It's different.
Compared to here.
Yeah, compared to here. Yeah. But still gotta keep your head on swivel because because it's dangerous.
And what about the food?
Food great. I did not have to go to any fast food, y'all. I just passed them by because I know I can go over this cousin house or this cousin house, and I had cousins on both sides, on my dad's side, my mom's side. So I got to experience new cousins I haven't met. So I encourage you guys just to get it done because it's so important. And when I got back, they called me and both sides said, "Man, I'm glad you was here and we loved you and all that stuff." So it's nice. Good because
hospitality, Southern hospitality.
See, that's how she do it.
So if I may interject, this was sort of like the embodiment of the OJ song "Family Reunion."
Without doubt, I was gonna play that this morning, but I didn't want to cry. You want to see the crying DJ?
I don't know why that song makes me emotional too. I don't.
Yeah,
know
it
why.
is.
I love it.
But I cry.
Yeah. Well, it's understandable. But Gavin Huff wrote that song, but it's one of those songs that transcends time.
Right.
Because they wrote it in the early 70s, and here we are, 2022. But the content lyrically still means as much today as it did then.
Right.
Because, like you're saying, Wayne, the one thing that perhaps we have gotten away from is the necessity to have family reunions where we get back together and we just reconnect. Because you mentioned something that's really interesting. You're here in Omaha and you're doing your thing. People that you haven't met who are your blood relatives in Memphis, they're doing similar things, but that just tells me there's that spiritual connection amongst your family.
Right.
That even though you've never met, you're still on the same path that's been predestined.
Right. And and I talk about God all the time. So I work for God, and man, he really worked for God for real. Because there's a lot of bishops, and I mean, just ultimate respect, and every time I was interacting with my cousin, because the last 2 years during the pandemic, we did a Zoom call, all our cousins around the country, and just got to fellowship, and I got to actually see everybody at the funeral physically, because for the last 2 or 3 years we've been virtual. And I met new cousins that I have never met. And so I'm encouraging you to meet your family, y'all, because it's so important just for that knowledge and just for that extra love. extra. I got some extra love. When I die, I'm full of love right now. I'm just trying to give it all out. So today is Winning Women Wednesday. Today is Winning Women Wednesday. Winning Women Wednesday. Please acknowledge the women in your lives. That's why we do the things we do here. And my cousins do the same thing there. And every time I interact with him, he was so humble, and I try to be the same way.
Mhm.
So the devil was, hey, even the devil would chill. Hey, that dude's so humble. I gotta chill. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but at the same time, we still got to take care of our health. We got to take our health. Health is wealth. He still died as a young man, and so we got to take care of ourselves. But now we got a younger man in the house. He's right in the middle of us.
Don't be looking around.
Yeah, he's young. Without a doubt, look, he had no wrinkles at all. I wish I had no wrinkles. Alan, you know how these stars are. You know how these stars are.
I knew it was coming. Here we go.
You know how these
Here
stars.
we go.
3-time bestseller. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Big time. 3-time. Oh yeah. But now see, we and he's humble also.
Mm-hmm.
You got your own nouns, verbs, adjectives, prepositional phrases. Oh yes, and predicates, all right there. And, he don't have no run-on sentence in there. I got some run-on sentences with how I talk, but he don't have no run-on sentences. Go ahead, introduce yourself, big brother, and let people know how you doing and why you here.
I'm just not sure where to go after that. I mean, seriously, William. I'm Alan T. Black. I am a best-selling Christian author, and I'm always honored when I get a chance to come down and spend time with William and Martine. And first of all, I think it's only proper and it's the right thing to do to continue to congratulate William and Martine. This station is a foundation of what's happening in the North Omaha community. I applaud William for staying with the course. This is something I think we can say beyond the shadow of a doubt that God placed on your heart to do, William, and you have remained faithful. You have remained diligent in your assignment. And so I want you to know that I appreciate what you're doing. And you are a difference maker. 100 years from now, your legacy will still live. People will still know who the name of William King is. And you need to be writing that book. I was going to front you off about that.
Well, actually, I got 2 books I'm working on undercover.
Undercover.
Okay.
Undercover.
Oh yeah, I got 2 books. Now one book I was gonna put it out first, but God said, "Stay alive, young man. Stay alive." And so I got to put out the fun book first. And so this is my book I wrote in college.
Okay.
And so I got to do some rewrites, but I wrote this in college, and it's from my remember to my college, and I call it, The Making of a King.
I like it.
Ooh, that's gonna be fire when that drops.
So man, hey, I got goosebumps. God's in the house.
Oh my God.
God's in the building, without a doubt. But when that drops, but not, it got a lot of profanity in right now. I got to change the words to protect the innocent.
Okay.
But all these authors that Martine and I have, and Martine being a best-selling author, all these people around me, and also the pastor Meriwether Woods. I hope I got it.
Meriwether.
Yeah, Meriwether. He said that we should not allow anyone else to write our story, and that have always been eating on me.
Right.
And then you come in at 3 times 3. I always try to brag that I can't brag on this one. So we got to bow down to you.
No, we don't want to do that because
no. So sometimes you got to yield when someone is putting in the work.
Well, and I have put in the work really for the last 7 years to get to this point of releasing my 3rd Christian inspirational book. It has been a journey. I've shared my story locally with people here, and I've been very blessed to be able to get into this position of releasing my 3rd book. Now, the 3rd book is called Just a Closer Walk. This one's going to be ebook only because I decided just to do the ebook.
Okay.
The book there that's on display, that's the best-selling book from Amazon.
Okay.
That was my 2nd book called In the Spirit Intended.
Okay.
That one I released back in the summer of 2019. That became a bestseller on Amazon.
Okay.
So we're excited about what's coming up for Saturday. Martine and I, we're going to be doing our book signing at the EGP Essential Gathering Place.
Okay.
Which is 5001 North 42nd Street, right there on the corner of 42nd and Saratoga. We'll be there Saturday from 10 in the morning. No, excuse me, from 11 in the morning until 2.
Okay.
So we want to encourage everybody to come out. Martine's going to set up the computer where you can come in, you can download the ebook and get a chance to just kind of hang out. We're going to have some other entrepreneurs there as well.
Uh-huh.
Give them an opportunity to share what they're doing in the community. I want to definitely uplift and edify them. We're very blessed because Stacy McLean Honeycutt has worked out something for us to use EGP that day. And then I'm also very excited because Sierra Phillips will be doing the catering and everything. So I think what's important as we're in this time and this space right now, William and Martine, is the fact that the word comes down collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
And that for me has always been a key word because there is strength in numbers.
Right.
And not only is there strength in number, there's also the exchange of ideas, philosophies, and conceptualization. And what I mean by that is you may have one way of looking at something, but when you are interacting with somebody else, it gives you a different perspective, which is only going to raise what you're doing to the next level.
Without a doubt.
So I've been fortunate in terms of collaboration with Martine, with my publisher out of Atlanta, as far as getting to the level of being a 3-time Christian author. So I'm excited about what's going on. But on a larger scale, what I'm really excited about here in Omaha, and Martine and I and Danielle Thompson and Nicole Ryan are working on a project for next spring, where what we're going to do is to set up a meeting where existing Black authors get a chance to meet and greet each other. And then as well, we want to invite people from the community who are looking to be an author. What can we do to assist them in their journey?
Right.
So that's a workshop we're looking at for in 2023, May of 23, June of 2023. So we're working on that. I'm sensing that there is almost a period of renaissance here in Omaha as far as authorship is concerned.
Right.
You're seeing so many great authors come out with great content. If it's Christian, if it's fantasy, if it's science fiction, whatever it may be, if it's self-reflection, self-help. We've got at least that I know 25 to 30 different authors here in the North Side. That really thrills me because it goes back to what Pastor Minnie Woods was saying. Nobody can write your story but you.
That's right.
You are the one who are responsible for telling the story, because the bottom line is, William and Martine, if you don't tell the story, chances are it's not going to be told correctly to begin with.
Right.
So that's what we're excited about. So I'm looking forward to continuing this journey as far as what's going to happen with the authorship side of who Alan T. Black is, and we'll see what happens in the future.
Okay.
I've got a lot of work still to do, as we all do, but we all have a mission, we all have a charge, and it's our responsibility to fulfill that charge and to answer that challenge, because it is greater than us. We have, when it's all said and done, when you take your last breath, we have a legacy that we're leaving.
Without a doubt.
What is that legacy that you're leaving that's going to make it better for those who follow behind you?
Absolutely.
Well, how can I get your books? Where do we need to go?
Well, for the first 2 books, the first book is Here I Am, Lord. That's this book here. And the second book that you see there is In the Spirit Intended. I would say you could go to my website to get the book, but I don't want you to do that. I want you to go down to Divine Inspirations, where Miss Valerie Bradford is, and support her. But she's got my books there as well. Have done business with Valerie. She's fantastic. And I definitely want to encourage you, if you want to get either book or both books, go down there and support her, because she has a fabulous place.
And she's down at the Fairdale Village.
Yes, sir.
What's the address? What's the address again?
Her address is, I brought a card, it's 2118 North 24th Street, Suite 107.
Okay.
And so, I mean, she's got a fabulous setup there. A lot of Omaha authors are there. And so definitely want to encourage you, if you're going to get my books or any books from any author here in the city, please go down and support Miss Valerie.
Okay. And what's the name of that business again?
It is Divine Inspirations, 2118 North 24th Street, Suite 107.
All right. Make sure you can get a physical book. You know, some people like to feel things.
Right.
You know what I mean? And, you know, this new generation, of course, they like the ebook. But you can print the ebook out, y'all. You can print it out and get the paper, and you still feel it.
Right, and I decided for the third book I was going to just do the ebook because the market is moving towards the ebook type of paradigm.
Right.
That's just where we are as far as, say, reading material for 2022, 2023, and going forward. But like you said, William, for those people who do want the hard copy, they can definitely still go in, download the ebook, and then they can just have it printed off. I'm old school because I want a paper book.
Yeah.
But the market demanded in this situation for my third book, Just a Closer Walk, to go the direction of, say, the ebook for this particular book.
Without doubt. Okay, then gives a recap on this weekend.
This weekend, EGP, which stands for Essential Gathering Place, 5001 North 42nd Street, and that's off of 42nd and Saratoga. We will be there from 11 to 2. Martine's going to set up everything where you can do the download of my third book, Just a Closer Walk. I'll have some copies of the first book, Here I Am, Lord, and the second book, In the Spirit Intended, as well. Come on out. We're going to also have other entrepreneurs there. Martine and I are working out something where we can have our entrepreneurs come by, just share a little bit about what they're doing as well. I don't want to make this event all about Alan.
Okay.
It's greater than me. It's about having a platform for our other entrepreneurs to share what they're doing as well. Just as an example, I chose EGP because of the location and also because of Stacey Honeycutt McLean. I think I said that right. If I did say it wrong, okay.
No, you did.
And I also
she got a lot of words in there.
Okay. And so I also chose working with Sierra Phillips because she is a caterer, and I said, you know what? I definitely want to support her as well. So it's about supporting your own. That's what it really comes down to.
Without doubt, and not duplicating services, especially when we have those individuals
in our community
that's already doing it.
Absolutely.
We got to support each other, and that's how we actually create commerce.
That's it.
Just by bringing different skill sets. Everyone have different areas of influence, and so everyone's going to bring different people in the building, and that's what we need. We need that diversity. That's why diversity is so powerful by our experiences, as well as our age, also. Yeah, because it's necessary to have younger people there, so they can see that you guys are developing a conduit of opportunities.
Exactly.
That's right. I definitely applaud you, Sir Alan. I call him Sir Alan.
Okay. All right. We're gonna knight him. We're gonna knight him.
Sir,
okay.
Yes. He needs to be knighted.
Okay.
You guys need to come to his event because you're gonna understand why I title him Sir. Sir Alan, because of all his greatness and his skill sets and just his genuine spirit and love for God. But yes, we do, King, need diversity. And not only are we going to have diversity, but we're going to focus on Black authorship. I think it's important that Omaha knows we have incredible talent.
Oh, it's just amazing.
As it relates to Black authors. And so we're, like Alan mentioned earlier, we're developing this group of Black authors, and we're trying to put a light on them because Black authors matter. Black authors matter, and people need to know that we all have stories too, and more of us. And just to encourage a lot more Black authors to write their story. Like King, he's working on his.
Yes.
You know, we have been doing a series of live streams, and we'll do another one on Friday on social media, Facebook and Instagram, to kind of get the word out about how important it is for Blacks to write their stories.
Without doubt.
We don't have enough of us telling our stories. Here locally, we're going to shed light, but we want to shed it across the globe.
Right now. And I got an epiphany. Oh, yeah, God's in the house. I got an epiphany. And so since we got all these hundreds of millions of dollars, and we're trying to expand our news section of 95.7 with the boss. And since we have all these writers in the building, and for you guys to stay relevant, because I worked at Leola's record shop and I saw all the albums gain dust because they didn't continue to work and promote themselves. So I'm challenging you guys. We have people that need their stories told, but they don't know how to write their stories. My mama couldn't read and write, but I'm telling her story. I'm living her story.
That's right.
And but we need to make sure that you writers are relevant and active And so I'm challenging you to be. I'm writing a grant right now, so I'm gonna add you part of all the writers. We're gonna add you part of it because I need that new ecosystem of writers of authenticity and diversity. Because of course I'll give shouts out to Omaha World Herald, without a doubt, and Omaha Star, without a doubt. But we need a team of Black and Hispanics and Asian and Sudanese writers, you know what I mean? So we can tell everyone's story and not just a one-sided story, y'all. That's what we represent here at 95.7 The Boss, man, without a doubt. And that's why America is great because of our diversity. I don't know why y'all be hating on us. We need some love, baby. Especially I just come down from Mississippi.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
On a whole nother vibe.
Yeah,
down south.
Oh man, I went down south, and they actually love God down there. Boy. I got me moving, boy. So I'm trying to give y'all some of that love without this morning. So, Brother Black will be in the building this Saturday. I like that y'all initiative. What's the initiative again?
EGP.
I like that.
Essential Gathering Place.
Okay.
5001 North 42nd Street.
And then all that noise you hear in the background is because it's under construction and down here on 24th Street they put a new theater across the street, and so if you hear all that noise, it's construction, y'all. All right.
But when you hear that noise, that's a good noise.
Yeah, good noise.
Because that tell you greater things are coming.
So while we're on the live stream here, for those that may not catch your live later or the one that we did last week, for those that are aspiring authors, I want Alan to kind of give some nuggets just real quick, how to get their thoughts from their head to paper. What is like a beeline to that? Because a lot of us sit on our books, our stories, and we never publish them.
Well, I think one of the things we want to kind of get away from is that paradigm that you have to write your book, pen to paper, or type it through your Word document, whatever. That's only one aspect of this. Because of technology now, you can record your content on your phone. So one of the things I was encouraging a friend of mine from my childhood was he was talking about, well, I don't have time to write and everything. I said, well, okay, bro, let's back it up because you know what? This is what you're doing every day. Take your phone and you can almost create a journal/diary type of approach. And what I'm saying, William, is you could just record your thoughts maybe 5 to 10 minutes per day.
Right.
You would be astonished what you have after 30 or 45 days. Then you take your content, you put it in the hand of somebody who can transcribe that and put it into written form. So the mechanics of us writing and compiling a book has changed from 25, 30 years ago because of technology, where now you can just do this on your phone. So I tell people, don't overcomplicate it and think you have to sit down and type. You can if that's your forte, but use your phone. The other thing I want to encourage everybody is don't get hung up on the fact that your book is not 200 or 300 pages long. That's not what's important. What's important is the content and the quality of what you have. I'm gonna give a shout out to one of my former students at the university, Demetria Ballard. Fantastic young lady. She's written 2 children's books for Black young ladies, 8, 9 years old in there. Each of her books, Williams, are probably about 20, 25 pages with illustrations and everything, but the content and the story is fabulous. Saying that to say this, your book might only be 50 or 60 pages, but what's important, everybody, is what are you saying in there? Does it speak to somebody's heart? Is it proving to be a blessing to somebody? Because you see, long after each of us are gone, what we have shared via the written word will still be here.
Without a doubt. Well, make sure you guys come out this Saturday, 11 to 2 at the Essential Gathering Place, right on 42nd and Saratoga. And then also come out and just learn and network. And if you're an aspiring writer, you got to be in the building. You have to be in the building. You have to connect with people that's already doing it. And so, Brother Black, congratulations on your 3rd book. Again,
thank you.
I want to that epiphany. I'm really serious about you guys coordinating the writers, if we're gonna be, and you guys, so you can stay active, and then that keeps y'all books active because people always gonna be saying, "Dang, what else they writing?" And so that keep the authors active, and so we can keep that stimulation, that vibration going. It's going to be up to us to make sure that we continue to develop this conduit of opportunities, especially for the next generation. We got a younger man, he's younger than me, look young. But we got to make sure that we develop a conduits of opportunities, and so they can take their writings and readings and wherever else they want to go.
What we do establishes a foundation, because where the young man and his age group are going, they're going to take it to the next level.
Right.
But we have to establish the foundation first of all to take it to the next level. One thing you might want to think about is, I'm writing for a blog in South Africa right now. I've been writing for them for about 3 or 4 months. You could set up something via your website where you might have something where, say, once a month, one of the local authors might just be penning an article for you to contribute to your website.
Okay. Well, actually, I want 25 writers.
Bro, you got 2 right here.
We don't leave it because I want to make sure we get those diverse, because if we can develop and it could be a viral platform, but everybody can upload their stories based off the content they get from the community. And so we can create that platform. But I know it's so important so our stories are getting out. And that's the way we can collaborate and help each other. Because if people don't know that we're suffering over here and there's help over here, how can we make that connection if we're not creating that stimulus of writing?
Exactly.
And so brother, we appreciate you. I'm going to take a quick break. We got another guest coming in, and we're going to be talking about law. Yes, we're going to be talking about law. You know, I'm a former probation officer, and it's so important that I thought about going we need another Thurgood Marshall running around and changing laws and stuff, and going to Supreme Court. We need that kind of lawyer. You know what I mean? For real. And so I thought about going back to school, but I'm doing too much. Somebody else go to school. Somebody else go to school and do something.
Somebody's out there with
it. Come on, I'm telling somebody we need another Thurgood Marshall running around the country changing laws for the whole humanity.
Somebody's out there.
Yeah, come on. So shouts out to UNL Law School, because we were formed because of UNL Law School. We had 2 students that formed our corporation.
Really?
Yes. Creighton University as well as UNL Law School.
Okay.
UNL Law School have 3 colleges: entrepreneurship, civil rights, and criminal law. And so I used the entrepreneurship law. Okay. And they gave me 2 students. They're working right here in this community now. They're lawyers now. And I had them for a semester. For a year. Okay. They developed my corporation and all. And now I got it right there. Everything in one book. And so we got to utilize the tools in our community. Forget basketball, football. We need to send more of our young men and women to law school. Yeah. And so we're going to be talking about law next. And I love law because being a probation officer, working in those courtrooms and working with judges and prosecutors and public defenders. Y'all leave the public defenders alone, y'all. Well, actually, they should get some more money to the public defender's office so they could defend our community a greater deal. They still give that money to a streetcar, and they can't build up for 2 years.
Well, okay, we're gonna leave that one alone.
I can talk about it. So I can agitate. So you guys go in and negotiate. So, hey, Omaha, the birds are blessed. We got next guest coming. We'll take a quick break, real quick. This is what we got.
And I just want to say something real quick before we close out this segment. A statement or question from Miles Monroe, and we mentioned it on the live. He asked everyone, where is the richest place on earth? Can anybody in this room answer that question? Where is the richest place in this world?
I would say within self.
Nope. So audience, the answer is in the graveyards. Why?
Yep.
Because there is where there's a bunch of untold stories, a bunch of journeys that were never taken.
Exactly.
But a bunch of networking opportunity that was never had. Lots of money that was not earned because they didn't fulfill their destiny. They're dead and gone.
That's right.
So I want to encourage those that are aspiring to write their story. Do that before you leave this earth. Even with family reunions, we were talking about that earlier. Mm-hmm. Connect with your family. learn about your history, because once they're dead and gone, the elders,
That's it. They're
it's
gone.
gone. The history is gone.
Yep. Omaha, the Birds of Bluffs. Brother Alan Black, we appreciate you.
Thank you,
without
Ray.
doubt. Again, I appreciate your knowledge, and we're gonna talk about it. And then I just learned some things, that tidbit. Record your book in an audio fashion and translate it later. So don't use this excuse that you can't write. Nope. All right.
So simple.
See, I like that. See, you cover a so-called disability that a lot of people have of illiteracy. And so now we appreciate that knowledge, and that's why elders are so important, without a doubt.
Thank you, sir.
So we'll see everybody on Saturday, September 24th, 11 o'clock, EGP.
EGP, 5001 North 42nd.
That's right.
Oh, yes. This next song, we call it Smile. Oh, yeah, man. I work for a God. When you smile, it releases endorphins that create healing. Oh, yeah. God wants you to be happy. He just wants you to be happy. I'm happy today, boy.
Yes, he is.
I am happy.
Good.
Hey, we're going to pass on the happiness to y'all. Boss with us this morning.
All right.
Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna turn out fine. 'Cause I got it. So won't you just smile, 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 and just keep on moving. Just keep on. Why don't you just smile, 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 and just keep on moving. Just keep on moving. We see the sun shining here on such a beautiful day. Today is the day the Lord has made, and we're gonna keep it pushing and keep a smile on our face because we know the blessings on the way. Hey, we got a lot to look forward to in this year because it's a brand new season. God got it in his hands, so what we stressing out for? The Lord is in control, like you didn't already know. But if you didn't know, now you know, and that's how it goes. And it's all good, because God is good all the time, and all the time God is good, even when it's like, I know it gets hard, I know it gets tough, but keep a smile on your face. Don't give up the faith. Help is on the way. You just gotta wait. Hold your head up. It's gonna be okay. Stand on his word. Believe in his word. I'm praising God on the promise because he told me that you're the head, not the tail. You're above, not beneath. Blessed coming, blessed going, no in between. Blessed in the field and blessed in the city. The lender and not the borrower. Yes, sir. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna turn out fine. 'Cause I got it. So won't you just smile, 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 and just keep on moving. Just keep on. Why don't you just smile, 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 and just keep on moving. Just keep on moving. You know the Lord got our back no matter what, man. You know the Lord got your back no matter what, man. You know the Lord got our back no matter what, man. So we ain't really gotta worry about a thing, man. I'ma lift my head up and raise my hands to the sky. Salute the King and give him glory because the Lord is worthy. Blessed to see another day that the Lord has made. He made a promise and he put his word above his name. No other name is greater. No other name is perfect. No other name has the power like the name of Jesus. And this is his day, like any other day. We give him honor and praise and glorify his name. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna turn out fine. 'Cause I got it. So won't you just smile, 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 and just keep on moving. Just keep on. Why don't you just smile, 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 and just keep on moving. Keep on moving. Okay, everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna turn out fine. 'Cause I got it. So won't you just smile, 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 and just keep on moving. Just keep on. Why don't you just smile, 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 and just keep on moving. I salute the King and give him all glory. No need to worry because I know my God is legendary. The same God back then is here right now. Smiling down on everybody, lifting up his name. I'm unashamed of my God because he loves me. He showed me that he will never ever leave me. He showed me that he will always be there for me. And when I call on his name, he'll come and see about me. So keep your head above water, never let him see you sweat. Keep your eyes on the prize, he will make a way. He is the way, he will never ever leave you hanging. He'll never leave you for safety, that's what he's saying. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna turn out fine. 'Cause I got it. So won't you just smile, 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 and just keep on moving. Just keep people. Why don't you just smile, 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 and just keep on moving, keep on moving. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna turn out fine. Cause I got it. So won't you just smile, 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 and just keep on moving, just keep on. Why don't you just smile, 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 and just keep on moving, just keep on moving.
Oh yeah, you got to smile, baby. Oh yeah, when you smile, it releases endorphins. See, God's a healing God. He wants y'all to be happy. He wants us to be happy, y'all, without a doubt. Only way to be happy is that we got to talk. I know sometimes life is tough, but we just got to talk to someone. Shouts out to United Way of the Midland. They run a number. It's called 211. Oh yeah, it's the emergency number for anything that's domestic, shelter, food, help with your utilities or your rent, or you need whatever. We have nonprofit governmental agencies that can guide us through the process that is there to help us. And so we got to make sure that we're using the tools in our community. We're destroyed because of lack of knowledge, y'all. Not because of a lack of money. It's because of lack of knowledge. Without a doubt, baby. And you know how we do it over here. Oh, yeah, man, we bring in the stars. Yes, we bring in the stars. You know how these superstars are. They got their own noun, verbs, adjectives, prepositional phrases, all yes, and predicates. We're going to let this man introduce himself. We're going to get right into the dialogue because, to my heart is law. And, I'm not one to be shy. That World Herald has said it that I feel that we're the most endangered species in Omaha, the black man. And so it all comes down to law, but also we got to stop contributing. Because my mama used to say, man, that was my nickname, man. Yeah. She said, man, she said, life is hard when you go out and make it that way. So I couldn't blame the devil. I couldn't blame God. I had to take total responsibility for my behavior. And so we got to look at our own behavior. And so we're not participating in the incarceration rate here in Omaha. So it goes twofold. I don't know what y'all mama telling y'all, but I know my mama. Hey, Martine, did your mama and daddy tell you?
Oh, yeah.
What did they tell you, Martine?
Keep your head in the books.
Do not get in trouble.
Which equated to that.
Yes. He said, my mom always said, my last name King. She said, do not go outside messing up the family name.
Don't disgrace our family name.
Oh, and she was very serious. I told you she was 5'5", no jive.
You
5'5".
see the short ladies, they tough. My grandmother was 5'3". I'm 5'2".
Right.
And they are no joke.
No joke.
They don't play.
Not at all. And I was scared. No, I was scared. It was a loving scared. Not a scared. But Omaha, we're going to let this young man introduce himself. We'll get right into a dialogue because we're going to be talking about law. So how you doing today, sir?
Good morning, William, Martine. Thanks for having me on. I'm Dave Pantos. I'm running for Douglas County Attorney. I'm coming in hot today. We had a big debate last night at 51st and Ames. And I think one of the huge issues today, it's still resonating in the community. Ernest Jackson, the fact that the pardon board met 2 days ago for 3 minutes and refused to consider Ernest Jackson's case. And I'm going to put that tragedy of an innocent man being in prison for so long right at the foot of my opponent. This is a guy who was chief deputy when Ernest was unjustly convicted. And he, as president of the Nebraska State County Attorneys Association, opposed LB 28, which would have changed the law and allowed Ernest to get a new trial. This is on his watch. This is his doing. And when I get in as your next county attorney in January, I will make it a number one priority to free Ernest Jackson.
Wow.
Real quick, just give us a snippet for those that don't know the story of Ernest Jackson.
Sure. So Ernest Jackson, what a great individual, great family. But here's a man who was convicted of murder that he did not commit. He was not even present at the time, but due to the fact that his trial was before the other person who basically was exonerated, said based on self-defense. Ernest was said to be his accomplice. Obviously, you can't be an accomplice to self-defense. So if the trials had been reversed, he would have never been convicted. He was sentenced to life as a 17-year-old.
Oh.
And then the Supreme Court said, no, you can't sentence children to life terms. Got reopened. Well, we thought it was going to be reopened, but then they just changed the sentence to 60 to 80 years. So he's still in there. Everyone agrees that Ernest is innocent and he did not commit this crime. Even family members of the victim were out there on behalf of Ernest. And again, the fact that this county attorney, this happened under his watch, and he opposed changing the law to allow a new trial for Ernest Jackson. This is a bill introduced by Senator Wayne. I'm hoping he will reintroduce it this session. I will be there side by side with Senator Wayne and make sure this gets across the finish line so Ernest can get freed. That has to happen right away.
Now, this can help not only Ernest, this can help out other individuals, correct?
Absolutely. I mean, I think, this is another Nebraska example where we're kind of stuck in the 1980s with criminal justice. Many other states have moved forward and allowed for, when there's additional evidence or other things are revealed post-conviction. We have a very strict post-conviction rule right now. We need to change that to make it more fair and more just. This is a man who has been in prison since 1999, since Bill Clinton was president, for a crime he did not commit. He's since gotten a college degree. He's since gotten married, etc. But he should be freed immediately. And I'm very committed to this cause and the family of Ernest Jackson.
Now, you heard the reports from the governor. I read the reports, some of the reason why, because of 200 some infractions, but a lot of that happened way before such a year. But in reality, see, I worked in the jail. See, I get called from Dulles County Jail and Shelby County Jail. I play their music, and when you're in that environment, you are in an environment of 100% every second a threat on your life. And so you can't be timid. You can't be a chump in there. And so, of course, you're going to have interactions of infractions. So you can't use that in an environment where it's set up like that. My last job with the Women's Center for Advancement, I did violence counseling at Dulles County in a violent environment. You understand that? Yeah. You're doing violence counseling in a violent environment. And so you're going to have infractions. You're going to have other people that's going to try and intimidate you, et cetera, et cetera. So, and then also they reported that the victim family was for him staying in jail. That's according to the Omaha World Herald. So that's why I said we need to learn who our politics are, if they've been authentic with us, and see if we want to. Well, the governor, this is last hurrah. So, but we got to vote on all levels, and so we can make sure that we have a fair playing field. Now, man, you say I'm gonna call him DP. I'm gonna give him a new nickname, DP. Now, Dave Pantos, that's his real name.
DP.
now, because I mean, this is a tough stance. You leaning on justice because everybody's not for justice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, where give us a background of who you are because not everybody that's white, I would say, would stand on justice, especially when the environment. You fool around with a lot of devils, and you only God per se, because that's what justice stands for. So I mean, so who are you, man? Because I don't know who you are, but I love that you're standing up for justice. To me, that's more important than anything. Integrity, honesty. When you see something, to be honest, I'd rather be represented by something like that than being lingered on with someone that knows that something is wrong. And so, because of the environment that I grew up in, it's so important to have that integrity and someone that will face the fire, because you're gonna be facing fire without a doubt. But you said you was fired up from last night, so you fired up like me then.
He already came in hot.
I'm already here hot. So, and William, thanks for that. And Martine, again, I appreciate this. So a little bit about me, again, running for Douglas County Attorney, davepantos.com. You can, if you miss anything today, you can check out my bio there and my issues and how to get involved in the campaign, get a yard sign, that kind of thing, davepantos.com. So I've been a lawyer for 26 years, and I've spent my whole career working on behalf of the less fortunate in the court system. I ran the legal aid program for Nebraska for many years.
Okay.
I created medical legal partnerships in Nebraska. First ever was a partnership with Boys Town National Research Hospital. How do we resolve medical problems through addressing legal needs and vice versa? That is now a multi-million-dollar program throughout the state. I started that. I started the Nebraska Immigration Legal Assistance Hotline, a one phone number to call with legal immigration issues. That had never existed before. That was something I created. And so I've been working on behalf of victims of less fortunate, low income communities of color for my whole career. And again, I've done jury trials, class actions, federal court appeals. I'm a seasoned, experienced attorney. I want to bring that experience and that commitment to justice to the county attorney's office, because the fact is this: Nebraska has the worst racial disparities in sentencing and incarceration in the whole country. We have a massive prison overcrowding problem, which means we need prison reform and criminal justice reform. We had a good bill that was introduced by State Senator Lathrop, McAllister, McKinney, and others, LB 920, that was up this spring, bipartisan support. Even Senator Mike Flood voted for cloture on it. My opponent led the opposition to this bill. And so now our prisons are just going to get worse and worse. And the only thing they're saying is, oh, we have to build new prisons now. And that's just kicking the can down the road. And it's going to hit our pocketbooks. With inflation where it's at, we don't need to be spending almost $1 billion on one or more new prisons.
Right.
If you care about the purse, if you're a fiscal conservative, you should be outraged that Don Klein helped defeat LB 920. That was our last chance to get the prison overcrowding crisis under control. It failed because he led the opposition, both as Douglas County Attorney and as a leader in the Nebraska State County Attorneys Association. It was, the fact that well-meaning, moderate, liberal, and conservative state senators almost had this across the finish line. He stopped it. And now he's trying to say, oh, I'm not a legislator. I had nothing to do with it. No, you were on the committee. You were appointed by Ricketts, and you were down there every day trying to defeat this thing. And unfortunately, you succeeded. Let's bring that back up again next year. I'll partner with state senators to get this across the finish line. We need criminal justice reform. Again, huge racial disparities. The fact is that judges have too much discretion in sentencing. We have to get prosecutors back in there recommending more fair sentences. We can't just lock up our way out of a public safety crisis. Meanwhile, August of 2022 was the worst month for homicides in Omaha in a decade, maybe even longer. So obviously this approach of locking everyone up isn't working. So on the one hand, we have a prison overcrowding crisis. On the other hand, public safety is getting worse. So my question is, do we keep doing more of the same, or do we get a change? And I'm the change. And I think I can accomplish that as your next county attorney.
Well, Swin, I like the way you're talking. And I know legal aid have been a key organization in our community to set aside convictions so people can get Pell Grants and continue their education. I know you guys have been significant in changing people's lives for those that have made mistakes, as well as those that are indigent, those that couldn't afford. And I was so disappointed that, and I mentioned this earlier, that you only gave legal aid a little money, those county commissioners and city council members. I seen what y'all gave legal aid. Y'all gave them chump change.
You
So
know,
and they represent the people, but y'all give 300 million to a streetcar. They're not only going to push the grass until like 2 years down the line, but we need people represented right now because we got so many evictions and these are led by. And today is Winning Women Wednesday. Majority of the households that are being led are by women.
Yeah,
and y'all putting women children out on the streets.
Yeah, and you know, I'm glad you brought up evictions because that's a real passion of mine. So every Tuesday morning, I'm down in county court as part of the Tenant Assistance Project, representing tenants who are facing eviction. Now, these are tough cases because, you know, we're there as volunteers. People show up for their court hearings. We don't know anything about the case, and then they're coming in, and we're jumping on those right away. I had a case yesterday. I can't give a name or anything
Right,
because
that's
of
cool.
confidentiality. But here's the situation. This is an elderly gentleman with cancer. He's on federal disability, and the landlord was trying to kick him out because of a bogus criminal allegation. I was able to get that case dismissed within 2 minutes. And but it's all about having an attorney there, right? If there was no attorney there, this guy would have been evicted in 30 seconds. And so he was able to go back home. Yesterday was what was it, 102 degrees yesterday? Imagine being evicted on an 102-degree day and you've got cancer and other disabilities. Outrageous. So these kinds of stories are out there. You need to have someone sticking up for the less fortunate. And the question is this, you're probably thinking, well, what role does the Douglas County Attorney have in doing that? Look, county attorneys are very powerful positions in the criminal justice system. And I would argue Douglas County Attorney is the most powerful because Douglas County is the largest county in Nebraska. And so anything the Douglas County Attorney decides on doing, whether it's priorities for prosecution, implementing discretionary kinds of programs, like you were talking about with set-asides, diversion court, all that kind of stuff, that is all within that office. The standard. Plus, they have a leadership role with the Nebraska State County Attorneys Association, which is a lobbying group that has a lot of influence when bills are being considered in Lincoln. So it's very, very important. Holy pulpit, it's actual policy, it's influence, it's setting the agenda. You need to have someone in there that shares your values. That's why I want to be the person on the inside who's on your side, rather than someone who's been in for a generation and feels like they're entitled to have this job until they, whatever, their whole life. And
I think
that's
I knew that, the power
Wow.
of the county attorney.
yeah.
So when going back to the story of the elderly man that was in court facing eviction, is there normally not an attorney there? Because you mentioned you have to have an attorney there. Wouldn't they have one in there for him?
No, there's unfortunately, no legal right in Nebraska. Many states have done this where they say every person facing eviction is entitled to a lawyer. Not the case in Nebraska. So this is a volunteer program. These are attorneys who give up their time in the morning to go and help out. And, it's a great program. We've got folks who are trial lawyers, corporate lawyers, all over the map. I'm there every Tuesday morning. But the fact is, before this program got into effect, we've only been doing it since August of 2021 when the eviction moratorium ended, the CDC, COVID. Prior to that time, 98% of evictions that went into court were awarded. So 98%.
Wow.
We flipped the script. So for all the cases we do, we have an 85% success rate. So rather than 90 plus evictions, it's just 15%.
What's your name, organization again?
This is called the Tenant Assistance Project, and it's a partnership between the Nebraska State Bar Association Volunteer Lawyers Project and Creighton Law School's involved a little bit, legal aid's involved a little bit, but it's all volunteer lawyers like me who go down there. I think I've prevented personally anywhere between 80 and 100 evictions over the past 13 months. And it's my commitment because here's the fact: housing security means public safety, right? Emergency rental assistance means public safety. Pete Ricketts vetoed emergency rental assistance funding, even though every other state, red states, blue states, purple states, took that money, Ricketts vetoed it. We almost got it over the finish line anyway. But the fact is this: Pete Ricketts is also underwriting my opponent. He's given tens of thousands of dollars. Pete Ricketts' mom underwrote the voter ID initiative, and that's on the ballot. That's why I tell everyone, democracy's on the ballot. Voter ID will disenfranchise thousands of Nebraskans, especially in North Omaha. This is a concerted effort to deny you the franchise. That's why we must resist that. Democracy is on the ballot. Pete Ricketts is funding the whole thing. He also funds my opponent. We have to get people in office that share our values, that believe in democracy, that believe in civil rights. And that's why we need such a huge change right now. So,
oh boy,
I told you I was coming in hot.
Oh man,
I warned you.
Yeah, you did. I didn't even know you could have a trial proceeding without an attorney.
Oh yeah, people are evicted. Typically evicted with, and because you think about it, if you're having problems paying rent or you have some other issue, do you also have a couple $1,000s to pay a lawyer? No. Absolutely not. And yes, legal aid can handle some of those cases, but they're overwhelmed with all the cases, so a lot of them can't handle them.
Is that where the public defenders come in?
No, public defenders do not.
That's on the criminal side. Public defenders.
Yes, this eviction defense thing that we're doing, these are all volunteer lawyers. So if you're listening and you're a lawyer, please sign up. You can hit me up on Twitter at dpantos. I'll get you connected.
Dude, I want to become a lawyer. Just to help.
Please do it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, and people have been saying that. We have volunteers who come in who are non-lawyers, just help us out with the paperwork. They're like, yeah, I want to go to law school so I can come out and do this work. It's absolutely essential.
Practice. See. That's what I told you about that streetcar. That $300 million and all this other money to the corporation. I give billions of dollars to man. I want to be on them. DP. I want to be on them. I mean, yeah. I'm filled with the Holy Ghost. I don't even believe in no ghosts. For real.
Wow, this is mind blowing.
Wow. But I mean, see, I knew all this was going. I talk about this, and that's why I'm passionate about law and what the World Herald reported. I'm a former probation officer. I did the reports. I dealt with both sides, the prosecutor office as well as the public defender office, as well as free entities. I didn't know about this, and I know about the evictions, but man, just the depth of the non-loving that we have from the top to the bottom. They don't love us. And we got to make sure we have leadership that actually love us, without a doubt. Because the way this is going is we're deteriorating. We're actually deteriorating. And I don't know why we go to church on Sunday and then plan to destroy other people on Monday with policies that we know that's doing it. And so how can people get involved with your campaign? And we're gonna be bringing him back just to get a more in-depth of what's going on in scope, because again, I coined it, the black man in Omaha and the black boy is the most endangered species. The incarceration rate and again, it starts downtown. There's 4 judges that retired earlier because they're about to get reprimanded because of the stuff they was doing on the bench. Senator Chambers not there to correct these behaviors. Right. One was Sertrovich, one who had a lot of problems with sending our black boys to jail, and now she was under investigation. She retired so she could get all her money. See, this is stuff they like. See, it's our reads. I'm gonna need some protection, DP.
This is protected by the First Amendment, so you're good. You're good.
You need an attorney. You need an attorney.
So this is how you get involved. You can go to davepantos.com. You can sign up there. You can hit me up on Twitter at dpantos, Facebook at Pantos for County Attorney. I'm also on TikTok. I posted a video about Ernest Jackson on TikTok yesterday. And yeah, there's all sorts of ways. We've got, well, here's the deal. And here's what's at stake. Ballots, for those who have signed up for mail-in ballots are being mailed out in 12 days to 75,000 people just in Douglas County. Just in Douglas County. In 2 weeks, people have ballots in their kitchens. So it's absolutely important. vote for me, vote against voter ID, support the $15 minimum wage, and support candidates that you believe in. Make sure if you get that ballot mailed to you, vote right away. Don't let it sit there for 3 weeks and get lost. Vote for me, get it in. There's some good people running. There's so much at stake. Democracy's at stake, especially with this voter ID thing. I cannot emphasize enough how bad this will be for communities of color, for the elderly, for the poor, the working class. This is all about disenfranchising working people and people of color in Nebraska. That is all. If you look who wrote the check, $1.5 million to pay for this to get on the ballot, from Marlene Ricketts, mother of Pete Ricketts. And then who are the henchmen? Julie Slama, et cetera. These are not people that support the betterment of communities of color in Nebraska. They are trying to disenfranchise communities of color. That is all this is about.
See, I don't know why, Brother Ricketts, y'all got a baseball team and they got some black players on the squad. I don't know. I mean, why they write the check? We need $1 million, Miss Ricketts. I got some better use for that $1 million for real.
Real quick, Dave, you mentioned the ballots are going to be coming in the mail.
Yes.
So are we, just for clarification for everyone in me, are we voting that way, or are we going into the polling place?
Sure. So if you signed up for a mail-in ballot, what happened was a few weeks ago they sent out postcards to people, and if you fill that in and send that back, you will get a ballot. I was told yesterday that already 75,000 people just in Douglas County so far have requested mail-in ballots. Now that is double or more than the double of that same time period in 2018, the last midterm election. So clearly people are signing up for these mail-in ballots. That means that we're thinking of about 200,000 people total will vote in Douglas County this year. So if 75,000 people are getting their ballots in 2 weeks, that's almost half.
Why do you think that is? Why the increase?
Sure. So, coming out of the pandemic, people got used to being able to vote at home rather than going to, the church or the community center. Also, recently, a lot of polling places got moved. And so there's confusion there. So I think people like the fact that they could just get the ballot, fill it out at home, and bring it to a drop box or mail it back in. So I think, just the culture of voting has changed. Okay. And I think it's a good thing. Let's get those votes, because you never know on election day, November 8th, anything can happen. Maybe you have to do another shift at work. Maybe there's some hailstorm or what have you. All sorts of things can happen. If you vote early, you get it locked in, you get it done, and then you wait for the results.
And then it's voting period.
So so basically, like I said, October 2nd, they're going to start mailing ballots out for folks who have signed up.
Okay.
Early voting starts the next week. So you can go vote in person at the Election Commission's office at 120th and Center. And then Election Day itself is November 8th. So basically, there isn't like voting day anymore. It's a voting month and a week. So things have changed a little bit. It's changed campaigns a lot. That's why we got up on TV first week of September. And we've been doing television ads, radio. I think we're on The Boss itself. We've got an ad. We're on Spanish radio, Radio Lobo. My media guy's like right there. So I'm like, am I saying the right thing? I'm just confirming. We're obviously doing digital ads, Facebook, Instagram, all over, YouTube. I mean, we're getting the word out. Yeah, that's okay. And there's things we're doing where I'm not going to reveal at all. But I'll just tell you this. It's a full frontal effort because of the fact that the opponents of reform are well funded. I mentioned Pete Ricketts. He's writing checks to all these folks who don't want to change things. And again, I care about public safety. It's the number one issue for me. But you got to do it in a fair, just, and equitable manner. You can't do it the way we're doing it now, which is the worst racial disparities in the country.
Yeah, without doubt.
So
without doubt. And it's gonna be written in time who's responsible for it. It's gonna be written in time who's responsible for this time, and it's gonna be written in time who spoke out and who was silenced during this time. I'm glad we speaking out about it, bringing attention to it. We need to get activated, y'all. I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all. Oh, man, if we don't do something, our children are, and then this next generation, they love each other. Y'all just want to keep this racist stuff going on, but this next generation, man, they marrying each other, having kids with each other, and all that stuff for real.
Yeah.
I mean, I got white people in my family. I mean, come on, y'all need to get over this, for real. God takes over. God prevails for real. Love prevails. You're gonna lose. You're right. Your money going down the drain. For real, it's going down the drain. But I gotta make sure that we get representation that actually care for those working families. And a lot of these working families aren't Black women; they're white women that are leading these families. That are most of our welfare here in Nebraska. You can't keep blaming minorities, and your brothers and sisters are actually hurting you also. And so we cannot continue to let the powers conquer and divide. We got to come together. Diversity is way more powerful than all white, all Black, all Hispanic team. That's why America is so great during the Olympics all the time, because we have everybody competing. And they only got one subset of people. No, we got everybody. And that shows our powerfulness, and that shows our love for each other, because we have that diversity. We can't let the 1%, 2%, or 3% that's here to divide to divide the 97%, just because we don't got that much money. I'm telling you, health is wealth, not money. Health is wealth, without a doubt. Dave, DP, I call him DP now. I wish it was BP so we can get some discounts on some gas.
Can you help us in that area, Dave? Wrote that in somewhere.
Okay. Reduce the gas tax.
I'm gonna stay in my lane.
Smart.
Hey,
Smart,
give us a recap on. I know you got to go. Give us a recap on how we get involved in your campaign, how we get a sign, how we can donate $5 to your campaign.
Yeah, so you can donate on my website, davepantos.com, or if you don't want to go that way, you can just go on Venmo at Dave-Pantos, $5-10. It's all going directly to local folks to knock doors, print signs, TV ads, etc. Every level. Thank you so much for, we've had thousands of local contributors to my campaign already, all grassroots. We've knocked on, I want to say, 40 to 50,000 doors in our community. If you want to volunteer for a shift and go knock doors, we will set you up. Sign up on davepantos.com, and that's how you get involved. davepantos.com. Sign up there. Or again, if you want to hit me up directly, at dpantos on Twitter. I'm very active on Twitter. At Pantos for County Attorney on Facebook. We're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, and so many ways to get connected. Also, my headquarters, just drop by. We're at 5015 Dodge. We're right there in the heart of the center part of Omaha, right across from Goldberg's. My signs are all over the building, can't miss it. And if you want to get a yard sign, you can come by there, or again, hit us up on the website or on Twitter or Facebook. We will bring a sign to you.
Cool. Well, my last question is why now? Why now? Is it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think, a huge thing with my opponent, and I'm sure you've all heard about this, in 2020, October of 2020, Don Klein stood up in front of the election commissioner's office, announcing that he was switching from the Democratic Party to the Republican Party. And he said he was endorsing and supporting Donald Trump for president. This was in October 7th, 2020. That was a betrayal to so many people that had thought he was, on one side, but because of some criticism he got for his mishandling of the murder of James Scurlock, he switched parties. Didn't just switch parties kind of privately. He did a whole press conference with the Republican right-wing elite, and he came out and said, quote, Donald Trump is a law and order president, and I'm a law and order guy, so I support Donald Trump. I already voted for him. I don't think we can trust someone in a chief law enforcement position who thinks that Donald Trump, I mean, you remember the insurrection, January 6th. If you think Donald Trump is a law and order guy, you need to be retired. So that's why now. The fact that he came out and said that less than 2 years ago and hasn't adequately explained that because of his mishandling of James Gerlach, because of Ernest Jackson, because of all the other, and I want to give, I want to rep for everyone who's reached out to me, who has complained about their case not being prosecuted. So many women who are victims of sexual assault and others who have talked about, shared their stories with me. I'm here for you. The fact is this office is falling down on the job when it comes to criminal justice, and there's a huge, this is a whole other show, huge turnover problem there. They're losing 15, 20 attorneys' office per year, which means that legit cases are being dropped. I've been approached by members of the South Sudanese community who complain about cold cases, how folks aren't prosecuting murders of their own people because they don't have a say or a role in county government or law enforcement. There's so many issues here, and they're so important right now because we have all this information about prison overcrowding, about racial disparities, about the failures of this office. Line deputy county attorneys, these are public servants. The leadership has to change. I'm going to be that change. So that's why I want your vote in November.
All right. Spell your last name.
Pantos.
All right. Pantos. I want to make sure that we get it spelled right. Pantos. We're going to have Dave back again. We're going to have probably around 4 o'clock. So we're going to have it at a different drive time. And then also we're going to open up the phone line. So if you guys have some questions,
nice.
Then you guys can ask the question. We want to make sure that you guys get a feel from the candidates. I know me and Martine, we ask our questions, but you might have other different perspectives and other experiences that can help everyone else. We actually love our neighbors over here. Y'all talk about it. We bout it. For real. Brother, I'm glad to meet you personally. I've been seeing you everywhere. Your media team is doing a great job, without a doubt. They're doing a great job. I seen you everywhere. You like Lay's potato chips or like Doritos. Since you Pantos, Doritos, since DOS. See, you guys gotta be funny. You guys gotta smile. I don't know why y'all so serious, y'all. I know we talk about some serious stuff today, but we got a dialogue in order to make life better, y'all.
Let's do it.
We got a dialogue, but also we got to vote, and we got to make sure. Again, DP, he needs your vote. He needs your support. Dave Pantos. Pantos.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Omaha, the birds of bless.
Thank you.
We're gonna take a quick break, take some pictures because all this handsomeness and beauty, we gotta capture it. We gotta capture it. And then we're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna recap what's going on because we got all this money today. We got the major meeting 5 o'clock. They're gonna be at the TAC building all year with all the marble. They can be talking, yeah. They're closed tech, but they're gonna be over there. They're gonna be discussing how we can come up with ideas on changing North and South Omaha, as well as Sisters Tracks in West Omaha, with these hundreds of millions of dollars that's coming down. And so they're looking for your ideas, no matter what it is. They want to hear your ideas. So you got to be in the room, though.
That's right.
You got to be at the table, without a doubt. Brother DP, we're gonna schedule it. I like you, man. A good day for a good day.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Checking out his t-shirt too.
You know what I mean?
Let's get him in the picture.
So see, he's happy too. Everybody's happy. I want you guys to be happy. Again, today is Winning Women Wednesday. Acknowledge the women in your lives. Again, women go through a lot of abuses and they don't even tell their loved ones. And so we want to acknowledge from our daughters to our great, our teachers, our principal, whoever she is, our firefighter, our female police officer. We want to acknowledge their contributions. All right. Omaha, the birds of bless. What we looking for? What we got? We're going Black Queen, boss with me.
That's what she told
Lights, camera, action. You want no distraction. You got my attention, cause you got the beauty of a goddess. Baby, you should model. Girl, I love your black skin. Girl, I love your brown skin. Lights, camera, action. You want no distraction. You got my attention, cause you got the beauty of a goddess. Baby, you should model. Girl, I love your black skin. Girl, I love your brown skin. Yeah. Girl, you should love your skin as much as I love your skin. Your beautiful, beautiful skin. That beautiful melanin. Created from brown sugar and warm honey. The greatest thing to bless the earth. Darker milk chocolate, girl, you elegant. Blessed with grace, toasted with beauty. Oh Lord, she's smart and beautiful. I want the world to know our queens are beautiful. Be weary of those who don't think so. Lights, camera, action. You want no distraction. You got my attention, cause you got the beauty of a goddess. Baby, you should model. Girl, I love your black skin. Girl, I love your brown skin. Lights, camera, action. You want no distraction. You got my attention, cause you got the beauty of a goddess. Baby, you should model. Girl, I love your black skin. Girl, I love your brown skin. Juicy lipstick, hips, and you sun-kissed. You got a glow that's brighter than the sun. So call it nappy, baby girl. You got pretty hair. Falani braids, got its locks, girl. You dripping on them. Shout out to my sisters, yeah, y'all dripping on them. Keep your head up, keep flexing on them. You a genius, go to college and get your degree so you can write your own checks and buy your own things. Girl, I love your brown skin. Root for you, I'm your biggest fan. You got that beautiful melanin, yeah. Lights, camera, action. You want no distraction. You got my attention, cause you got the beauty of a goddess. Baby, you should model. Girl, I love your black skin. Girl, I love your brown skin. Lights, camera, action. You want no distraction. You got my attention, cause you got the beauty of a goddess. Baby, you should model. Girl, I love your black skin. Girl, I love your brown skin. Yeah.
What might be on?
This one is right on. Welcome back. We're back. Welcome to the Boss Morning Show here at 95.
Gosh, Brother Black on how we can write a book and have somebody transcribe it later.
And that record.
An example of that, series do that all the time. His tape recorder, his little Sony Walkman. So,
or you can interview.
2 o'clock, they're gonna play 40-second insert. Like I said, you got to write your own story so people can read it.
That's right. And shout out to Stacey McLean Honeycutt for kind of transposing that building into what it is today, where entrepreneurs can get together and showcase their wares and talents. Awesome place.
Well, you know,
essential gathering place.
Yeah, without doubt, we appreciate Stacey creating that safe entrepreneurial spiritual space for individuals to use in this community. She's been a conduit where people can host their events, host their weddings, etc., etc.
And it's a unique space because there's a restaurant downstairs, so it's like a one-stop shop for your events. You got the food there and a space for your event, so it's perfect.
Without doubt. So we got a lot of comments. Tell the truth, saying all this. The governor, the mayor, the prosecutor don't care about nobody. Period. Sad. Brother Pantos, of course, first time meeting him. And, he came in hot. He did come in hot.
He sure did.
He came in hot.
He said, "I'm coming in hot." I'm like, okay.
Okay. I say, okay. Okay, white brother. Okay.
Okay, coming in hot.
Yeah, he came in hot. I said, okay, you don't need protection like me. Wow.
And hot he did. He dropped some
Yeah,
nuggets.
he dropped some knowledge.
And he
so,
wants help. He's looking for people that want to volunteer and help.
I told you, y'all, legislation is so crucial in how we live. And if they're trying to keep one brother in jail, it's going to keep other brothers in jail also, and sisters in jail, if they don't change these laws. And so hopefully the senators will reintroduce the bill. I know Senator Lathrop, he was really disappointed by his defeat. And I think he's not even going to run for election anymore. He was so defeated by the governor initiative, because I read all this, and he's tired of the division between the Democrats and Republicans and the lack of respect that each party have for each other. I'm telling you, y'all.
Wow.
I keep telling you, y'all. The top criminals are the politicians. They make the laws. They put Martha Stewart in jail, and then they changed the law so they wouldn't go to jail. See how they do their own? They did it to Martha Stewart. They sent her to jail, but then after they sent her, they changed the law. Yeah. For real. See, y'all forget now Martha Stewart's on with Snoop Dogg, but y'all don't know her history. That's probably why she with Snoop Dogg, because her own brothers put her in jail.
Try not to laugh.
I go back to the black man.
She sure did, with a quickness too.
Without doubt.
I mean, overnight it was like Martha Stewart,
Snoop
Dogg.
Yeah.
What kind of combination is that?
It works.
And it worked, and it's still working.
Without doubt.
That's funny. That is too funny. But it's about justice, though. We have to do the right thing, but we know everybody has their own agenda, and that's why things get done where we don't want them to get done. So we have to fight for justice. And so get on the bandwagon, get on Dave Panto's bandwagon, help him. If you are in alignment with what he's pushing, call him up, volunteer, knock on doors, get yard signs, put up in your yard, whatever it takes, but support the cause, support the mission.
Without a doubt. Omaha, the Birds of Blessed, they have a meeting tonight over at Tech High School, 5:00. They're going to be talking about the $300 million. If you want to present your ideas, this is going to be the time to do it. Tonight at 5:00. Everyone is welcome in the whole community, but they're looking for people that's part of the Census Tract, North and South Omaha. So, but individuals from North and South Omaha can partner with other individuals around the community. See how we share over here? See how we share?
Sharing is
caring.
Sharing is caring.
So today is Winning Women Wednesday. Martine, what's going on in your world?
Ooh, in my world, we've been really, really busy. You know, it's all about the money. Right. And we're gonna be talking about the money at 5:00.
That's all y'all should be thinking about.
That's right. Plain and simple. But just kind of helping entrepreneurs get their back office together. That's where I come from. That's my space, and that's where I come in and help the community as far as entrepreneurs getting that back office. Because if you don't have your books in order, your bookkeeping, you need to get a bookkeeper like ASAP if you don't have one. If you're trying to do it yourself and you're handling it okay, then that's fine. But if you're getting overwhelmed and you're not keeping the books, you have got to hire a bookkeeper, accountant, or someone that can help you get the numbers in. You have to be able to show that you're making money. You have to show your expenses. You have to be able to submit reports. You have to be able to do your taxes. Reports, I mean, you're going to be, submitting your profit and loss schedule, your revenue income statement, your cash flow statement. And so all of that is done in the back office. And so I just always like to encourage entrepreneurs, small business owners, side hustlers, even legitimize your business, get it registered with Secretary of State, get your EIN, get your business banking account, get your DUNS number. Those that want to work with and do business with the government, get your SAMS account set up. get your taxes filed. We have a deadline coming up for those that have filed an extension. This goes for individuals and small business owners. If you have filed an extension on your taxes, meaning you didn't get it done in April, and you filed an extension, IRS gives you 6 months to get it done. You don't have to wait the whole 6 months, but you know how we do. We put it off until the last minute. So the deadline is coming up October 15th. October 15th is the deadline for the extension to avoid that late filing fee. So that's what the extension covers. It covers you, and so you don't have to pay that. You're going to still get hit if you owe. You're still going to get hit with the interest on the taxes that you owe. They're going to retro it back to April. So you want to get that done. April 15th is deadline. So we're just kind of helping small business owners. I've got clients coming in, and I'm the owner of Advanced Tax Solutions. So we still have clients coming in filing prior year returns even, and their current one, which is the 2021. We're trying to get it done before the deadline so you don't get hit with that late filing fee or penalty. So call me if you need assistance with that. If you are still trying to get your 2021 taxes done, give us a call, 402-972-0557 at Advanced Tax Solutions, and we can help you out. So everyone that's watching the show, we've had great guests on here. We've had, trying to create this cohesiveness of Black authorship. So those of you that want to become authors or have a book in your heart, and everybody has a story to tell, that's your book. That's your book. So come out Friday and learn more. Speak to authors. There are going to be other authors there speaking, just kind of letting you know what they do. But this is your opportunity to bend their ears. So, hey, how did you get started? I'm stuck. How do I get started? Come on out Saturday at EGP 5001 North 42nd Street to Alan Black's book signing, ebook signing. There's going to be food there. We're going to be fellowshipping. It's going to be a great time. It starts at 11 a.m. to 2 on Saturday, September 24th.
I'm going to be in the building because, like I said, I got my building, but it's kind of raw. It's raw. It's raw.
This is where a lot of people are. It's just raw. Yeah. They're just writing their thoughts down. But nevertheless, that's his story, and he's going to refine it, and he's going to one day publish it, hopefully soon.
No, I'm actually paying for it. I'm actually paying for it. So
okay, so you got someone to publish it to help you out.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Okay, good.
I'm going to do D.
Okay, D Publishing.
Yeah, D Publishing.
So shout out to Dahlia Doley, D Publishing.
She putting in work, man. She makes sure you tell your story. She knock on your door, you tell your story. Everywhere she pick out the garbage can, you tell your story. She picking out the microwave, you tell your story.
You tell your story. That's funny. So whatever it takes to get it done, if you have to hire a professional, a publisher to kind of help you move the story along, so that you can get it to the editor. That's the process. We want to get it, the finished product, to the editor, so that they can look it over and look for mistakes and whatever, formatting, whatever, and then you can get it published.
Okay, so I got an A in my book. So thank you, Dr. Branch. Got an A. So it's gonna be a good book. It's already been judged already. And I'm gonna tell you the first word and the last word I said in the book. I was the first word. And healthy was the last word. I healthy.
I healthy.
All right.
That's a great start, Kenny. It's a great start. So get your story out. My book is coming out for Christmas.
Okay.
Yes, I have my own personal project, so that's coming out. Not sure what the title's going to be yet, because I've got a couple of ideas, and I'm still trying to put it all together, but it's going to be fresh. It's going to be nice. It's going to have a lot of personal things in there about me that you don't know about, and it's going to have some helpful tips for entrepreneurship. So it's going to be a combination of a bio and some gold nuggets to help you make more money.
Yeah, without doubt. Well, we got to get out here. I got a meeting at the Chamber of Commerce. I told you I'm stepping my game up. I came from Mississippi, from Memphis. I try to come back a different man every time I go on a trip, a better man by learning. And so I learned some great lessons. I'm going to be more fortitude and working for the Lord.
Amen.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. So I might be bringing a raft here more, y'all. So
When we travel, we learn from our experiences there, and so we bring it back to community, and hopefully you do, and share it with the community so they can kind of understand what your journey was all about. And you talk about it, they can learn from it as well. So travel is good.
Without a doubt. Again, I love my family. Thank you. All sides of my family. I encourage you to travel and see your family. Forget Jamaica. Go down Arkansas.
Unless your family's in Jamaica.
Yeah, let's say in Jamaica. Then go see them. But go down Arkansas or Florida. Where your family at? Georgia. Where did North Carolina? Wherever your family, go visit them, y'all. Have some fellowship. I mean, it's healing.
It's healing.
For real.
I'm sure you're gonna be talking more about it next time.
Okay, well, I'm going to Homestead. We're going to play the commercial. I do got to get out of here because I got an appointment in 10 minutes and I don't want to be that late. All right, Omaha, the birds are blessed. Have a beautiful day. Remember, today is Winning Women Wednesday.
Does your body not feel the way it should? Are you startled by pain or loss of breath? Are there changes in your body that seem unusual? NOAA, North Omaha Area Health Clinic, provides free testing and screening for STDs, pregnancy, or stroke and high blood pressure, or even COVID-19. Make sure to dabble or call 402-933-0737.
At Charles Drew Health Center, our strength is our community. We are part of a statewide community health network. As your trusted community healthcare source, we've been here since day one of the pandemic, and we will continue to provide testing, treatment, vaccines, and boosters, as well as high-quality, affordable health care for every member of your family. Charles Drew Health Center is your trusted provider for medical, dental, behavioral health, and pharmaceutical support, as well as various enabling services in our North Omaha community. For COVID-19 care and beyond, Charles Drew Health Center here for you. Good health is a